An introverted child, continuously bullied throughout childhood, once thrown down the stairs by a group of boys. In this world full of possibilities is one talented individual, global figure, investor, innovator, and the man behind the SpaceX, Tesla, SolarCity, and the Boring Company, co-founder of Neuralink and OpenAI, wealthiest man, yet he possesses a rare quality. Money is not what motivates him, but on saving us, humanity. This is the legendary Elon Musk. Strap on your seatbelts and hang on tight, for we are about to discover how Elon Musk is crafting the future of tomorrow. Elon Musk, with his unhappy childhood and difficult upbringing, retreated and devoted his time to reading and studying. With his photographic memory, he ended up memorizing encyclopedias. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy had been his favorite book. Young Elon, at the age of just 12, developed a video game, Blaster. He was able to sell it to PC and Office Tech magazine at $500. Elon Reeve Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. His mother, May Musk, and father, Errol Musk. Elon, eager to come to the US, applied for a Canadian passport through his Canadian-born mother, as he believed that would be the easiest path. Upon receiving his Canadian passport, he left to live with his cousin and found jobs on farms and lumber mills. In 1990, he enrolled in Queen's University in Ontario, followed by his transfer to the University of Pennsylvania 2 years later. He graduated with a BA degree in physics and a BS degree in economics from Wharton School. In 1995, he was accepted to a PhD program at Stanford University, where he dropped out after 2 days and pursued his interest to launch a startup. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. In the same year, with borrowed money from his father, Elon, his brother Kimball, and Greg Curry launched Zip2. Elon often slept on the couch and showered at the YMCA. The website was up during the day and I was coding it at night, 7 days a week, all the time. Soon, Elon and his partners were able to sign contracts with the New York Times and Chicago Tribune. In 1999, Zip2 caught the attention of Compaq, who ended up acquiring it for $307 million, which resulted in Elon receiving $22 million for his share. In the same year, Elon co-founded X.com, which specializes in providing financial services and payment methods to its users. In an era where people are cautious about sharing bank account information, X.com gained more than 200,000 users. Elon began noticing a more popular competition, Confinity, a company with its own online money transfer service. Thereby, a merge was proposed and PayPal was born. A few years down the line, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. Out of the acquisition, Elon received $175.8 million. This was the beginning of his fortune. Elon began working with a non-profit organization, Mars Society. Elon, learning about the possibility of space farming on Mars, decided to fund the idea. Unable to find affordable rockets that could be utilized to send the greenhouse payloads into space, he decided to launch a company that could build the rockets instead. This is the company we know today as a SpaceX. However, for this tech-advanced trillionaire, it has not always been rainbows and sunshine. There have been occasions where he found himself sinking in the mud, almost on the verge of bankruptcy. When Elon founded SpaceX, the company was lacking people who knew to build rockets. And the reason I ended up being the chief engineer or chief designer was not that I wanted to. It was because I couldn't hire anyone. Nobody good would join. So, I ended up being that by default. His first attempt at the launch of the Falcon 1 rocket was in 2006. 3 failed attempts later, in 2008, SpaceX launched the extraordinary monster into orbit. I messed up the first 3 launches. Fortunately, the 4th launch, which was the last money that we had for Falcon 1, worked. But fate liked us that day. So, the 4th launch worked. Following this success, NASA awarded a $1.6 billion commercial resupply services program contract to SpaceX for 12 flights of Falcon 9 rockets and Dragon spacecraft to resupply the ISS. With his goal of reusable rockets, Elon went on to launch Falcon Heavy and Big Falcon rocket, which was renamed Starship. He has long been in favor of the colonization of Mars and states that humans should become a multiplanetary species for benefit of the long-term survival of the human race. If you go back a few hundred years, what we take for granted today would seem like magic, being able to talk to people over long distances, to transmit images, flying, accessing vast amounts of data like an oracle. These are all things that would have been considered magic a few hundred years ago. Elon's success flooded in ventures that he trusts could be advantageous to humankind. He invested in ideas that would reverse climate change, like Tesla manufacturing electric vehicles. However, there was a time that Tesla was not looking good either. Elon even considered selling Tesla to Google for $11 billion back in 2013. The Tesla Roadster encountered several problematic areas during its production process. However, the deal with Google was unsuccessful, as there were disagreements about the takeover. With time and pending decision on the takeover, Tesla began doing well in the market with its Model S. Sales began to rise, and thus the deal was called off. Tesla S Model 3 is the best-selling electric car in the entire world. By 2021, it reached the highest point of its lifetime by becoming the first electric car that had sold 1 million units globally. Since the company began selling its shares, Tesla's stock has increased significantly, and the company becomes the most valuable car maker in 2020. A year later, Tesla reached a market capitalization of $1 trillion. He introduced Solar City and Tesla Energy, selling and installing solar energy generating systems and opening the gates for cleaner and renewable power to be available every day. Elon advised youngsters to do things that are useful to your fellow human beings, to the world. He also initiated developments of Starlink, low Earth orbit satellites, where his emphasis was on providing satellite internet connection with global coverage. During the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Elon Musk provided Ukraine with Starlink systems to provide for communication and internet connection. However, simultaneously he refused to block Russia, as he declares himself a free speech absolutist. Neuralink, a startup company, is working on a device that could be implanted in the human brain and incorporate the human brain with AI, which is believed to treat brain diseases with the eventual goal of human enhancement. In 2017, Elon walked into another level of the transportation industry with the launch of the Boring Company and Hyperloop. These ongoing projects will be focusing on a high-speed transportation system. This is said to be a more efficient mode of transportation. Elon believes that today's education lacks improvements. He began a small-scale private school, ad astra, meaning towards the stars in Latin, mainly for his and his employees' children. This exclusive school is unlike other. Definitely not the school you had in mind. The philosophy of this school is experimental. It is not based on curriculum. Musk decided that he wanted to educate his children and a small group of children that way. It is something that he developed. It is not a traditional school. No doubt, Elon Musk is the most controversial and unique entrepreneur of our time, with an astonishing net worth of $221.4 billion US. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.